Wait, do you want to do underdog or do you want to do DraftKings?
Make a difference?
No.
I've been doing DraftKings because I can't do underdog in my state.
Uh-huh.
So I'll, like, when I go to Rhode Island or Pennsylvania, I'll sign up for a bunch of leagues, and then I can draft from where I am, but I just can't sign up for leagues.
Oh, so like you could sign up for drafts somewhere else, and then it lets you draft once you're in Connecticut? I can draft in Connecticut,
but I cannot sign up. Like, me signing up for the league, I'm spending the money in that state, I think is the way that they look at it. And once I'm in the draft, that transaction has already happened, and it happened in the other state. So I think that's how that happens. Yeah. So I can draft in Connecticut, but I can't sign up here. So I got to sign up in another state.
So you go drive somewhere, sign up for like 10 slow drafts.
Well, yeah. When we go to like Rhode Island for a show or to like see friends and stuff like that, like, cause it's just next, it's like an hour and 10 minutes away. So we'll go that, and I'll sign up for a bunch of stuff while we're there. And then, have a bunch of slow drafts over the next week. So
yeah, that's cool. Then you have like 10 to 14 days of drafting that you can do.
Exactly. Yeah. And then when I'm really feeling the itch to do it, which is what I've been doing a lot of.
Yeah. He's been drafting so much out. All the time.
Okay. All right. Well, this is going to be fun. This is going to be more fun than what I thought, I guess. But yeah. So then when I get the itch to just do, like, sometimes you don't want to wait 8 hours between picks.
Yeah.
So you do that 30-second thing. I jump in DraftKings, and like, I love DraftKings because without, you and I doing the DFS show that we do for Focus, I feel really comfortable with the bonuses and the, stacking options and the way that already works. So like, I like being able to do it that way when I'm into it, but underdog is my slow
Let's
option.
do DraftKings then today.
How much longer until I get to do this salt and pepper thing like you do? Well, mine's not really salt and pepper. What's brown and white called?
Well, how old are you?
I am 39.
You're 39. I'm 49. So like, if I showed you a picture of myself at 39, I had like no gray hair.
Really?
None.
What happened in the last 10 years that was so
kids.
Stressful, Al?
Two kids.
Okay. Sorry. Everything changed.
That'll do it. 2 kids. All of a sudden, all the gray hairs.
He's a legend.
So we can draft running back robust. We can draft zero running back. Choice is yours. I'm going to let you kind of guide the draft, and we'll pick these picks together. But on DraftKings, because of the way DraftKings scoring goes, we should not draft our third running back until round 10 minimum. 10. Yeah.
I did watch that. I saw that.
Because the bonuses and the full PPR really, really skews it against going like 3-4 running backs in the first 6 rounds. Where underdog, any strategy works as long as you have like, if you have 3 running backs by round 3 or 3 running backs by round 8, it's like you have the same point expectation.
Who was the really smart person that had that really cool graph that you did with Underdog?
That's Hayden Winks from Underdog Fantasy.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Good dude. Go follow him on Twitter.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I'll do it right now.
I'll do it right now.
If I don't do it right now, also, I probably will just totally forget to do it.
You'll forget. You got things to do. There's a cat who's outside hunting front-facing squirrels.
How do you spell Hayden?
Hay.
Bam. What's up, Hayden? You got a new follower.
There you go. Austin Eckler goes 5. So coming up on us, we got Chase or Jefferson. We have Najee Harris, who apparently put on 25 pounds all in his calves.
I saw
this offseason. Yeah. Big calves.
How do you feel about going, understanding that we want to be able, or not, I don't say we want to be able to, but establishing a bell cow running back or having one guy is important to me. Does it bother you taking Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson here in the first and waiting until the second?
So we have Jefferson right here is on our clock. We have Jefferson, Harris, Kelsey, Cook would be the top 4. Which one do you want? Or Diggs?
Nah, give me
JJ.
No, give me Justin Jefferson. Yeah.
I'm ending up with a lot of Justin Jefferson because I'm getting a lot of 7-8 picks. One, I don't think that Jamar Chase should be going in front of Jefferson. I think that is not an egregious mistake, but it's a mistake. Because Justin Jefferson's going to get his 160 to 180 targets. And I don't think that Jamar Chase is going to get 160 to 180 targets.
Not with T. Higgins there.
No.
I think you're right.
Not like they want to establish the run a little bit. They improve the offensive line, which will increase the efficiency of that passing offense. They want to run the ball. They don't want to throw it constantly. Even though they can, they have the weapons to be able to do so.
You know my favorite part about drafting on Underdog?
Mm-hmm.
I made my username Mike Clay.
Oh, no.
So
Mike Clay NFL or just Mike Clay?
Just straight Mike Clay. I didn't do NFL. But I've seen people literally tweet at at Mike saying, "Hey, I think I just drafted with you on underdog." It's like, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
You didn't.
That's Dopp cosplaying as me. Dalvin Cook and CeeDee Lamb going at the turn. Steph Diggs going at 11. I'm interested to see if he goes Josh Allen here in the second round and reaches for Allen. Somebody in chat, GA007 says, wait, I thought that was actually Clay.
No.
He does not go Josh Allen. He reached for Debo. We're on the clock in 3 picks. Do you want to see the board?
Yeah, let me see the board here.
All right. Put them on the board. There's the board. Mixon, Swift, Kamara, Jones, Andrews, Lenny. DeAndre Swift just went there. I was going to let you pick Swift if he was there.
If he was there, I was going to take him.
Yeah.
I would love for Joe Mixon to make it back to us. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, we're going to get one. We're up next, so we're going to get one of Mixon, Kamara, or Jones. Mixon went.
With that.
Kamara in that offense looks solid right now, or Aaron Jones. A lot of stats where Aaron Jones minus Devontae Adams is like they have to lean on something with that offense, and it's still going to be good. We got 10 seconds. Jones or Kamara?
Concerns with Kamara being suspended.
All right, Aaron Jones it is. So we start Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson. Aaron Jones, that vaunted week 14 bye week. Now, in the second round, do you want to go running back here? Or do you want to pick best available? How do you want to play this?
Oh, I assumed that we're just doing an NFC North stack all the way across the board, right? So we'll just see whichever Chicago Bear is available, and we'll take one of them. Hold on, let me see. I don't mind. Let me see. Scroll down a little bit more on the board for me.
Yeah. Kamara, Fournette, Evans, Chubb, Tyreek, Saquon. Saquon's real interesting this year.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see. I mean, that health is the only concern, but this is so late to get a guy that could be a top.
With an improved offensive line, a much better offensive scheme that could blow him up. There is a potential for Saquon Barkley to end the year as a top 3 running back, where I don't really see that path for the guys that are being drafted around him. And there goes Saquon right there. Like, he could end as a top 3 running back. There's certainly a path to that this season, where like Javonte Williams would need an injury. James Conner, like, he had a great season last year, but like, can we really see that being the case with him?
Yeah.
Where do you typically start taking your tight ends?
If potentially here in the 3rd or the 4th, based on who's available, I try not to get past, in my mind, Dalton Schultz as my starter.
Okay. So Pitts, Waller, and Kittle still on the board. We're 4 picks away from us. AJ Brown just went.
I wouldn't mind. I like AJ. I like doing an AJ Brown with the. I think you can get an AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts stack.
Oh, easily. Yeah, I love that. Kyle Pitts, one of the tight ends off the board. We could get really frisky. Ezekiel Elliott, one of my favorite value picks. James Conner, back to back with him.
Zeke, especially with how late he's going, man.
It's another guy that he's going to get 300 plus touches, usage in the passing game, tons of the inside the 5 carries, in what should be a good offense as long as Dak stays healthy.
Yep.
We're 1 pick away.
I want you to give me Darren Waller, and then I want to focus on the AFC West and the shootouts that are going to happen in that division, where they're going to score 600 points this year.
You're not worried about Waller possibly being traded?
What happens if Waller gets traded?
He's not in the AFC West anymore.
Well, yeah, but then he's still Darren Waller.
He's still Darren Waller. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. Let's go with Darren Waller.
What else? What other options do we have?
We have 10 seconds, so I'll talk you through it in a second. But like, I'll take Darren Waller. That's who we wanted there. High volume guy. I'm big on premium tight ends this year. I like having the premium tight end as my tight end.
Too.
One, they just get so many more targets, and having those 15 points a week is so important.
And on DraftKings, having that 100-point bonus for the guys that can get there, like the Kyle Pitts or the Darren Wallers or Mark Andrews. Like, I think you're just not going to, I'm not going to get that with Mike Gesicki and Pat Freiermuth, or however I'm going to stack together, You're hoping to cobble together 8 to 12 points out of those guys, as opposed to banking on an average 15 to 20. So the other route that I said we could go there where we could get frisky would have been George Kittle. And with the point of, let's take Trey Lance in the 10th. A guy who could end the season as the QB1 because of his rushing ability. The running quarterbacks are just a cheat code. Jalen Hurts spent most of the year. He was a 9th, 10th round pick last year. Everybody hated him. Remember, he can't play quarterback. He's bad. He's going to be out of the league in 3 years. I don't care about 3 years from now. I care about this year. And this year, he's a starting quarterback who's going to run the ball a ton and score a lot of touchdowns, and really doesn't need to do all that much through the year. I don't need him to be a great passer. I just need him to be fine. So
3 picks away from us: Mike Williams, Cam Akers, Jalen Waddle, Terry McLaurin, Travis Etienne.
Yes, please. That's my number 2. I love getting, if I'm able to, this is one of the things that I've very much enjoyed, being able to grab a running back early that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I can get to this Travis Etienne, Breece Hall range, I prefer Etienne with
Did
the
Etienne just go?
ability.
Etienne just went. Damn it.
No, why did I talk about him? No.
We're up. You got 24 seconds. Do you want Breesy?
Oh, let's look at the rest of the running backs.
It's
Yes,
Breece
give me
Hall, Josh
Breece
Jacobs.
Hall.
Like, we don't have to take a running back here. We can take
Okay,
a wide
then
receiver.
then
We
give
can
me-
get
look at-
McLaurin in this spot.
Ugh, McLaurin.
We got 8 seconds.
Give me either Breece Hall or one of the wide receivers. You
Breece
pick.
Hall. You don't like McLaurin? I won't take McLaurin.
Ugh.
Ugh. So the dream is to get Etienne there because Etienne is the perfect type of running back for full PPR.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And there really isn't that much competition for him this year. So he is a guy that is going to be deployed like an Alvin Kamara, like an Austin Eckler, where they have to throw him the ball a lot to be effective. And we don't need him to carry it 350. But with an Achilles for James Robinson behind him, he may not be ready at the beginning of the year. And then there's like nobody else. So the fact that he could play 80+% of snaps, knowing that there aren't that many running backs that are playing 80+% of the snaps and getting 80+% of the touches, if he gets 14, 15 carries a game and 4 to 6 targets a game, he's way better than a 4th round
Yes.
value.
A million percent. A million percent.
So coming
right.
up here, we have DJ Moore is top on the board right now. DJ Moore, Allen Robinson, Godwin, Davis, Gibson, Metcalf.
Let's have. I want to have a quick conversation.
Yeah.
Knowing that we've got to make a pick here.
Yeah.
But Gabe Davis over DK Metcalf, huh? Like,
Right.
how is that DK Metcalf just falling unbelievably because Drew Lock is awful, or is Gabe Davis just on this path to stardom because Josh Allen is his quarterback? What am I missing here, Al?
I think that I like Davis in this area. I don't think that he is a better wide receiver or prospect or explosive than DK Metcalf, but one of them is in an offense that's going to put up 30 points a game, and the other one is quarterbacked by Drew Lock.
This is where you go big or go home, I guess, right?
Well, here's the thing. Allen Robinson, big time vet, right? How old is Allen Robinson?
29, maybe 30.
Look it up.
Kyle, he's 28. He
28.
will turn 29 on August 24th.
How old is Cooper Kupp?
Cooper Kupp is officially 28 years old.
Cooper Kupp's older than Allen Robinson. I would love to get Allen Robinson here.
Yeah, he will be 29 on June 15th. Cooper Kupp will. So he is older than him. You're not wrong.
I would like Allen Robinson here.
Yeah, let's take it.
All right.
Give
Again,
it to me.
Big time offense. Everybody, like, the first glance, like, oh yeah, Allen Robinson's got to be older than Cooper Kupp, and yet he isn't.
He's not.
No, and there is nobody else to throw to. He's going to fill in all those targets that were vacated by a healthy Robert Woods in a Rams offense that is going to put up 27 plus points per game and be in an awful lot of shootouts based on that schedule. Week 1, they played Buffalo. It also allows us the possibility of premium quarterback stacks with
Pretty late.
Stafford, Cousins, right? Like, we've got some wide receivers that lead us to a possibility here. So we have 2 running backs, so we're not taking running backs. So now we're looking at, do we want a premium quarterback? Lamar still on the board, Kyler, Burrow, Brady, Wilson. We talked about Stafford, ADP of 85-ish. We're approaching pick 66. Do we want to fill in our wide receivers because we went a little bit running back and tight end at the beginning? There's one staring us in the face who has an ADP 2 picks ahead, who I know that you probably like and want.
I don't know.
Do we take the 20 pick value here? If nobody takes, did he go? He just went. I was going to say, if nobody takes Lamar, how do we not take Lamar there?
Okay. Right. Will I get my other guy, though? Hold on. We're going to get, I swear, IP money. I swear, if you take Amon-Ra St. Brown.
He's available.
I swear.
He's there if you want him.
I take him. Well, yeah, I would take him over Bateman, knowing that we are not stacking him with Lamar. Yeah, give me. Or do you like waiting on Amon-Ra and trying to get Jamison Williams later on in the draft?
I'm totally okay with Amon-Ra right here.
Let's do it then.
I try to get all the guys that I can get at wide receiver that we've seen or should see be high value high market share of target guys.
Mm-hmm.
I want as many of those guys as I can get, especially on DraftKings, because like Jefferson, A-Rob, and St. Brown, that's a lot of targets that we can count every single week. And we have 2 running backs who are good in the passing game as well.
Same with Darren Waller. I mean,
we have a very high target rich tight end.
Absolutely.
So the next question that I have for you, Adam Thielen. We got JJ early. Do we want to go for the Vikings stack? There is, I believe they're playing Green Bay in week 17. Well, forget that because Adam Thielen just went. There goes that conversation.
What about, show me wide receivers that are available right now?
Sure. Players. Bateman, Smith, Renfro. I mean, we could take Renfro here and go for a Carr as a mid to late round quarterback. I really like Elijah Moore. Devonta Smith, I think, is extremely talented and was very unlucky last year.
I agree with
Drake
that.
London's going to see a lot of targets headed his direction. But then we're falling off. We're around ahead of ADP. I think Brandon Ayuk is a steal at 90 also.
I agree.
And Gage at 94. Brady's slot receiver always does well.
I don't dislike getting Aaron Rodgers, potential number 1 wide receiver in the 9th round as well.
Right. So we have some stacking possibilities approaching us in this spot.
Yes. I love the potential of, knowing that we didn't do it, it would be a skinny stack, but the potential of, if we wanted to go upside, that Ayuk, Trey Lance potential.
Mm-hmm. Ayuk, Trey Lance, like that's what I was saying. It's like if we could get Kittle, Ayuk, and then Lance, like if that offense is what it is, and like Garoppolo just kind of off, like go somewhere.
Yeah.
Go be somewhere else. Devonta Smith going at 76. So our top picks here on the board overall, not just wide receiver. AJ Dillon, we're not going to take him. Renfro, Hawkinson, Moore, Miles Sanders, Drake London. So let's see where we end up. Is there any preference for you among these guys that are on the top of the board? So
Not
like,
really.
Are we going to go Renfro? Or are we going to go Moore?
I would probably go either. I mean, if we go Renfro, we're either double stacking with the idea that Waller doesn't get traded.
Yes. I mean, I'm operating on the assumption that he does not get traded, even though they have a multitude of guys who operate in the same place. Like, I think it makes sense for them to trade him, but like, who knows what.
But you're locking up basically all of the non-Devontae Adam targets in that offense.
So we basically have our choice now between Renfro and Moore.
Give me Renfro.
Okay, Renfro it is. So now we should reach by at least a half a round to make sure we get Carr.
Yep.
And you get 6 games against Kansas City, Los Angeles, Denver.
And the Broncos.
Yeah.
Yep.
There goes
like
Russ
that.
Gage. There goes Lazard. We kind of have to fill in our next guys here. Okay, we are approaching round 8. We should still be taking non-running backs. Best non-running backs, Drake London, Goddard, Ayuk, Tyler Lockett. Even though Drew Lock's not the deal, like that's not a terrible spot to get it. Dawson Knox is a tight end 2, knowing his touchdown upside.
Yeah.
At pick 90, I wouldn't be hyper opposed to. So I've got 4 guys in queue. There are 4 people picking before us. There goes James Cook. That's an interesting thing for me. James Cook right now is going ahead of Singletary. I don't get it.
Is it just the pass catching ability within that offense?
I think people are thinking that he's going to take the job.
Why would they think that?
Because people overvalue rookies, especially in best ball.
Well, yeah, maybe some like late wide receiver rookies I'm okay with taking,
And then there goes Devin Singletary. So we're going to get one of London Lockett or Dawson Knox. Or is there something else on this board that you like? Sky Moore?
No. I do like Sky Moore, but that's
we can maybe get him next round.
Late. Yeah, I would rather do. Oh, was that Drake London that just went?
There went London. So we have Lockett. We can get Kirk here. Olave.
If we do Dawson Knox, I feel like we've basically locked up our tight end position. We don't need to address it again. Do it.
Dawson Knox. Now, Olave is going where he's going, which is right in here. Jarvis Landry has an ADP 30 picks behind the rookie.
I like that. I like waiting and taking Landry.
Yeah. I just wanted to talk about it because, like, the ADPs don't make any sense. Nope. They haven't corrected. Jarvis Landry was somebody that we were talking about on the stream as being a massive value where he was at around 150. Now he got signed by New Orleans. All the beat writers saying he's dominating at camp because, he's really good. And that's what really good wide receivers do. And still, Olave is going ahead of him. And Mike Thomas, who may not play, is going in the 5th, 6th rounds.
I can't take Mike Thomas.
Landry's like still such a massive steal. We talked about Sky Moore.
How many picks back to us?
I'm just looking at wide receivers. Robert Woods, Christian Kirk. I'm a fade on Olave at this price. And that's not against the kid. It should just be flipped. Landry should be the guy going in the 90 to 100 spot, and Olave should be going 130 to 140. The price just doesn't make any sense.
Okay. All right. I think we got some options here.
I put some in there. There goes one. Christian Kirk went at 98, and here's the rest of the board. I just put them in there, and I put people in queue just in case we time out, we get somebody instead of just whoever's number one on there.
I know I'm a few seconds behind in order to watch the stream with that, but I would love to be able to get Sky Moore here. I actually do like Robert Woods. I think Robert Woods is a really strong wide receiver to get late. And if we have
sneaky.
Yeah. We don't need to, hopefully with the team that we're constructing, you don't need him in the first couple of weeks of the season. And he's someone that can.
There's just nobody else to throw the ball to.
Him and Sky Moore. How do you feel
about? They don't
throw
throw the ball a ton in Tennessee, but like there's just nobody for them to throw the ball to. There goes Sky Moore. Tom Brady at 101. We've got MVS still on the board. Garrett Wilson in for the Jets. Kadarius Toney for the Giants.
Oh, I do like Kadarius Toney though. And Dallas gave Gallup a ton of money, but then they.
So here we are with 20 seconds left. Landry, Woods, MVS, Wilson, or Toney.
I would do Woods, I think, for this one.
Okay. Woods there. I'll leave all these guys in queue. We're approaching round 10, so running backs are back on the menu. Top running backs right now, Melvin Gordon III, who's a 40% guy with a path via injury. Chase Edmonds. Can Chase Edmonds handle 20 touches a game, even if Mostert gets hurt? I don't think so, but even at 14 touches, if 40% of those are in the passing game, solid. I'm higher on Stevenson than the field is with an ADP of 116. There went Jarvis Landry at pick 105. Madison at 122, I think, is solid. Stevenson solid. We can put Edmonds on that list. There goes Trey Lance, Matthew Stafford.
Oof,
we're going to have to start in on QBs here at some point.
Yep. I really wanted to get
Aaron Rodgers still on the board. Carr, Cousins right behind him.
Do we just double up? Where are we at? One.
I think we go at least one quarterback here with either Carr or Cousins.
I would take that's tough because we got Justin Jefferson, but then we've got a double investment in both. I would probably take Derek Carr.
It's a value with Carr having an ADP of 102 and it being 114. So there is some level of I hope he makes it to us here.
Correct.
Because if and I haven't checked, but if one of these guys has Devontae,
or
DraftKings does not make it easy for me to just look at their roster quickly.
One of these stream snipers in here. Just
our
entire conversation.
Crowder at 112 is aggressive. Christian Watson. All right, so we have Derek Carr. We're taking him.
Do it.
Boom.
Lock it up.
Now, do we take Cousins with the next pick and lock up both of our primary QB stacks?
Yes, I think we do.
Okay, so I'll move him up. Let's just.
And now after this, it's looking back at
Aaron Rodgers is still on the board, by the way, with an ADP of 94. It doesn't work for us correlation-wise. Like if we're going to be good little correlators.
Yeah.
Right? But there's a big value on the board, 30 picks behind ADP potentially if it makes it back to it.
I wonder why. Is it just because he has nobody to throw the football to? But like it's Aaron freaking Rodgers still.
It is Aaron Rodgers.
Are you worried about having Aaron Rodgers with having Aaron Jones?
I think he throws the ball a lot to Jones this year. I think Jones is going to have a 15+% target market share. So like it's not a super correlation, but it's not a negative correlation. It's not there goes Aaron Rodgers, so the problem is solved. But like it's not a situation where you have a running back that's not going to catch them. Justin Herbert is not negatively correlated with Austin Eckler. And that's a guy who gets 15% of the market share.
Ooh, Al.
There goes Irv.
Playing with fire.
Right? Just playing that game, hoping he makes it back to you.
Please come back to us.
Please.
Yeah, and if we do this route, obviously we're not getting Chase Edmonds, and Alexander Madison probably won't make it back to us in the next round.
Week 6 is going to suck for us. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Darren Waller, Renfro, and Woods.
And Derek Carr, right?
I was just looking at position players.
Oh, that's so great.
Not great. Not fun. That week is not going to be fun.
Hey, we give up 1 week in order to win all of the other ones.
Exactly. No, we just got to fill in with guys that can play. Come on. Right. Don't you dare take Kirk Cousins.
R. Rodgers. There's no way R. Rodgers would take Kirk Cousins.
Rondale Moore. Yes. All right. We got Kirk Cousins.
I feel good about this.
So now we're going to have to start filling in our running backs, right? We're going to have to pay a little bit of attention at running back. We do have, I didn't want to pick his. So I have Madison flagged. Jones is the secondary running back on KC. And then we got a bunch of dudes.
Whole bunch of dudes.
Yeah. So like Spiller being the number 2 guy. Algier, I think, is an interesting play there. Like there ain't much. People really went running back heavy in this draft. I like Zamir White late.
I also like Zamir White late.
I like him better than Kenyon Drake. What's your White versus Drake take?
I would take Zamir White over Kenyon Drake. I just feel like the staff that brought in Kenyon Drake, I don't think is. I haven't seen anything from Kenyon Drake. I can't believe that they're as sold as him as they were, or as they used to be. I also don't dislike.
There goes Isaiah Spiller. That seems like a reach.
I also don't hate taking one of the was it Davis Pierce?
Look, if Madison makes it to us, I'm not against taking Madison.
Yes, please. Yeah. I don't mind if we have Cousins, Madison, and Jefferson.
Yeah.
He
makes it back to us.
7 running back.
As a guy who you know is involved a little bit, I don't think he's going to make it back to us because there is an auto pick in front of us, and that auto pick is going to take the highest ranked player, and I believe he is the highest ranked.
Dang it!
Sags took him.
Oh, Sags is in our chat.
Yeah, we can take Jamison Williams here.
Friggin' Sags.
Nyheim Hines is still available. Justin Fields just went. Top running backs: Nyheim Hines, Daryl Henderson, James Robinson, Kenny Gainwell, McKissick. Do we just take Hines here to lock up a guy?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Not thrilling. Not much upside with Nyheim Hines. Like he's like a James White play, right? Like he's a play where like you're gonna get some points, but like my philosophy was 0 running back guys typically, which is why I was drafting Daryl Henderson kind of in this range last year. Was I want somebody who gets 40% of the snaps and touches, 30 to 40% of the snaps and touches. They already have a role. They already have a job, and they're one play away from becoming the guy. If you can get that, you can't always get that, but if you can, that's how I prioritize in those spots. Guys that look like that are on the board, because McKissick will never be that. If Gibson goes down, they're going to go with the rookie Robinson in that role, right? Herbert is that guy, but isn't going to get 40%. I think people are making the mistake avoiding Davis Price this offseason because of what happened with Sermon last offseason.
I'd agree with that.
We can potentially draft a Lion with Jamal Williams here. What do you think about Jamal Williams? Not necessarily here or in this pick, but in that offense in general.
I love Jamal Williams as a human.
First and foremost, we must protect him at all costs.
He is just unbelievable, and you can't help but root for him. Second, I think I would take Jamison Williams if he was here and available to me. Okay. Third, I think that Jamal Williams in that offense is definitely more of a bruiser. You saw it last year when DeAndre Swift went out. They're 2 different styles of runners. And I think with the upgraded offensive line, having DeAndre Swift be back, the way that Matthew and Field and I talk about on Focus all the time, I think he's a very good NFL piece from a fantasy perspective.
Rapid fire. We got to make a pick real quick. Jamison Williams, Myers, or Devontae Parker?
No, give me Jamison Williams.
All right.
Come on. Let's
okay. Go on. I didn't want to interrupt you, but
no, that's okay. I think that you look at his skill set, and even if he did get a ton of touches, he's just not a guy that I feel like is going to deliver a top 15 week most weeks. But I think he's a great NFL player.
Yeah.
But there's a big difference between him and DeAndre Swift. When I watch DeAndre Swift play, it's very clear.
But like when we're drafting running backs in this spot, I want guys that have potential upside. So guys like Marlon Mack, even though I prefer the rookie on Houston, I think he wins the job. There's paths for Marlon Mack to be there. Mostert.
What about Daryl Williams?
What's that?
What about Daryl Williams, the number 2 there, potentially behind James Conner now?
Yeah. We know Conner's injury history. I don't hate that. He's going to have a role right off the bat. He now jumps into that 40% spot. Like, I'm not against taking him. The question is, do you want him or do you want, like, we just took two Lions. Are we going for the entire Lions offense? I don't want another.
No. We're not taking another line.
So do you want Herbert or do you want Mostert or do you want Williams?
Probably Mostert.
Okay. We'll go with the Grey Poupon. Now, I have been choosing, I have some Mostert early. Is it Mostert or Mostert?
I have no idea.
I think it's Mostert, but I could be way wrong.
Is it?
I don't know. We'd have to go to like NFL or Football Reference and find out because they have like the pronunciations.
Now I feel bad.
No, we don't have producers in our ear on this show telling us the correct pronunciation. So wait, Dopp, I did a radio hit the other day. I'm not going to say where. I did a radio hit the other day with a friend of mine, and he has a co-host on the show, and he said, who are your favorite QB stacking options? That was the question. And in best ball, stacking is a thing. Who are your favorite QB stacking options? I'm on a show to talk, right? So I talk. I'm like, these two in the first 10 rounds, these two in the last 10 rounds, and here's where you're going to get some guys to go along with them. Then they like, we got to get to commercial. We go to commercial, and like on the break, it's like, oh man, I was expecting like a one-word answer there. I'm like, then you needed to phrase the question 30 seconds or less. Who are your favorite QB stacks? Because I don't have a producer in my ear.
I don't have someone telling me, hey, stop talking.
Yeah, 15
words.
10. Wrap it up. Wrap it up, B. I don't have that guy in my ear.
You really don't.
So you have to clue me in. All right, right now we're sitting on a 2-4-6-2 build. So we can basically do anything we want. You could still get Damian Williams with this 175 pick if you want. He's on the board. Marlon Mack is also in that spot where he's in Houston, and there isn't that much competition outside of the rookie who I think is the best option there, right?
Damian Pierce, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with either one of them, either Marlon Mack or Daryl Williams, but I think that Marlon Mack probably has an earlier role to touches, and it's probably more his job to lose than it is Daryl Williams, right? So if he's there, I'm good taking Mack and then falling back on Daryl Williams.
We also have other players out there. We could take Palmer from Los Angeles, Watkins, MJJ, but you want Williams? We'll go with Williams. That's fine with. So now I kind of feel like we're in best player available. If we take a third quarterback, that quarterback is going to be somebody we're going to try maybe, if we can, to correlate with something that's on our roster. If we can't, no biggie, right? Yep. We have two correlated quarterbacks. We could still get somebody like quarterbacks that are left available. Jared Goff, we could take him. Tannehill, we do have Woods.
Robert Woods, yeah.
Right? Mariota is available, and then we already talked about how Drew Lock ain't it. But like there isn't that much left out there at quarterback to take.
Yeah, I think I'm with you.
We could get KJ Osborne, the number 3 wide receiver in Minnesota.
I was gonna say that. That doesn't bother me, but I know that we have a pretty good wide receiver.
Yeah, we have 6 wideouts. We're probably going to end with like 8 or 9, generally speaking.
And let's do KJ Osborne. We don't have to. If he's available to us, I know we don't have to, but if he's available to us, the idea that we would be able to grab him here, anything happens to Justin Jefferson or Adam Thielen, and he immediately steps into a starting role.
I agree with both of those things. Is Sammy Watkins going to be on the Packers?
I have no idea. He might be, but his hamstrings are.
But is he one of those guys that feels like a veteran that might be on the team in the offseason and then get cut?
Yeah.
Right? At the end of camp, they're like, we just don't have a spot for him.
Excuse me. Oh, Al.
We're getting one of the two. It's Osborne or Mack. We're getting one of the two.
We're getting one of them.
I like Cam Brate and where he's being picked right now. Because Logan Thomas there, another guy I like at where he's being picked. So you want Osborne, the receiver, or you want Mack?
Oh, give me Osborne.
Osborne, right? We got Osborne. Let's identify a few running backs here. Marlon Mack is one of them. Brian Robinson Jr., the rookie. I don't see him as a 40% guy. He does not, and then he's off the board, so forget about him. Foreman in Carolina. We talked about Zamir White in Las Vegas. Sony Michel is the guy that I've been prioritizing at ADP over Mostert because he's going in round 18, 19, 20. So I get him at a cheaper price. James White, Kenyon Drake, Williams on the Rams, Gaskin, Moss, Sermon. Then we get into Ugly Town, right? Down here is just, there is nothing. Maybe Chris Carson. I don't even know. Jeff Wilson. If I take him, is Tommy Pham going to slap me?
Probably.
Right? A lot of stuff to think about when you're drafting. Tight ends, if we want a third tight end. This is where it really gets fun at tight end. And I don't know if he's already gone. He is gone. Hayden Hurst was somebody who was a ridiculous value for a long. He was going in the last round of drafts, and people have started to pick that up, right? People started to say, you know what? Uzoma was really good for fantasy last year. He's gone. They filled in with Hurst. He's probably going to get that same amount of usage, right? And why are we letting him be around at pick 200, where I was taking him routinely in the 18th round as a tight end too?
Is it wrong for me to still want to be mesmerized by OJ Howard's potential talent with Josh Allen as his quarterback? I realize he's got Dawson Knox in front of him. He has
Dawson Knox in front of him, and we have Dawson Knox, which is the issue with that pick for us specifically. But no. And there's that philosophy that in fantasy, tight ends don't really have their best seasons historically until their second contract.
Oh, interesting.
Right? So now that he's somewhere else, I would not be shocked if Knox goes down that he has a really solid year. It's like, wow, OJ Howard was once a big, post-hype prospect.
Also, I do like Mo Alley Cox, but they just freaking drafted Jelani Woods, who is basically Mo Alley Cox.
Who's basically Mo Alley Cox. They have a lot of duplicity. And speaking of Mo Alley Cox, there goes Mo Alley Cox.
If we get Marlon Mack,
and there goes Marlon Mack.
No.
So do we just take Zamir White here?
Yeah, let's just lock up a running back.
Yeah. So I think that Zamir White is going to be the third down back. I think he is going to be what Kenyon Drake was and be the guy in case Jacobs misses game.
I hope so. That's what we're going to hope right here.
I think he is a great 0 RB player that should be on the field early as long as he doesn't suck in pass pro, and then in case of an injury, which I'm not wishing injury on anybody, but running backs are like closers in baseball, and 40% of them who start the year are not the guy in the middle to the end of the year. And rookies do tend to see greater snap counts and touches as a year goes on at that specific position. All right, so we've got 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends, 6 running backs. We don't need any more of those. And we drafted 6 because we were not super strong at the position.
At the top.
Past Aaron Jones and Breece Hall. And running backs didn't fall in this draft, shockingly. Like, it doesn't always work out that way, but it did in this draft where running backs did not fall. Quarterbacks did fall a little bit. Keontae Ingram in Arizona. Who's our next pick going to be here? We're 3 away. If you can see the board.
Let me look at
there's the board.
What do we have?
Wandale's on the board. I'm not allowed to speak this name right here. I don't think KJ Hamler is going to get enough volume. He's behind 3 guys at wideout and another one at tight end. At best, he's the 6th option.
That's my fear, unfortunately.
Yeah. Nico Collins, I like. Pringle, he's going to get targets. How high value they are going to be, I don't know, but he's going to be on the field.
I was going to say that Byron Pringle, because he is right now the number 2, I think, in that offense technically. Yeah. And it's not like they have a super strong.
Of course, Byron Pringle just went 1 pick. This is the snipiest draft of all time. I have never been sniped as much as I'm being sniped in this draft. Do we take Nico Collins or Wan'Dale Robinson?
Nico Collins. I don't like taking 5'8" wide receivers.
All right, I'm in. I believe you.
You believe that I don't like to do that, or
I believe it's the right path.
Okay, because I want you to tell me
they
other
have to be
wide
real
receivers.
Special.
Who else is 5'8"? In all honesty, Cole Beasley. Okay, I'll say that there's one guy other than Cole Beasley. Name a wide receiver that is under 5'8" and under that has had any kind of fantasy value. Because there's so much hype and prospect and all of this, but it never seems to materialize ever.
They have to be gadget players.
And those gadget players like Tavon Austin and unfortunately Tariq Cohen with the way that he went down. And there are so many of these little smaller guys.
But they need to be gadget players.
Wes Welker
I don't want to draft
Edelman
gadget
5'8"?
players. I want to draft volume players.
Is Edelman 5'8"?
Dante Hall was a gadget player.
Edelman is 5'10". He doesn't count. Wes Welker definitely was not 5.
But the difference between Beasley and those guys was he was on the field all the time.
Right.
There's no path right now for Wan'Dale Robinson to be on the field all the time. He is at best on the team in terms of market share of targets behind the 3 wide receivers, Tony, Tony, Shepard,
Galladay,
and Galladay. And guess what? They do have a running back who's going to get 15% or more of the market share of targets. So at best, he's 5th. I think he's a kick return guy. I think he's going to make some splashy plays. You're going to say da-da-da when he makes a play, but I don't see him being on the field. Somebody I do see being on the field is about to get sniped from us, more than likely. And it's Devin Duvernay. Unless they sign a wide receiver.
He could be the number 2 there.
They very well may draft somebody. Duvernay is going to be on the field in a Lamar Jackson-led offense as at worst the wide receiver 3.
I like that.
If they sign Julio Jones or they sign Odell Beckham Jr., he's still going to get run in 3 wide receiver sets.
Also, I just want to let Bacon 23 know that Steve Smith was 5'9".
5'9".
Because there's a big difference. There's actually a handful of wide receivers that are 5'9", and it's still very small, but have done some things. But when you look at wide receivers that are literally at the combine, they are measured and they are 5'8" and under. It is just
Wandale's
so
like 5'5".
It is so hard to have fantasy production. Not that they can't do that NFL gadget player. They can't be really successful or help a team, but I just think that like the upside there is just so small.
We need a tight end. Are we going Ricky Seals-Jones in this spot, being the starting tight end for the Giants?
For the Giants? I don't mind RSJ. I was told that that Daniel Jones was going to really air it out this year. Isn't that what I was told?
I mean, they're going to try. They're going to kick every tire with Daniel Jones this year and find out it's fish or cut bait time. So, like, what if Ricky Seals-Jones is to 2022 what Dawson Knox was to 2021?
Oh, that would be great.
Right?
I mean, yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to be like, look, Dawson Knox last season, 80 targets. I'm not expecting 80 targets. 56 catches, 11 touchdowns. What if he's a poor man's Dawson Knox? What if he catches six or 7 touchdowns, gets targeted 65 times, and he's our number 3 guy? Yeah. Not only is Jason Garrett gone, Samich, but Brian DeBoll is there. And as our 20th round pick, our Mr. Irrelevant on this team, to fill in and play behind our other 2 tight ends, Dawson Knox and Darren Waller, I think that gives us a little bit of flexibility in the hopes that we have a tight end specific touchdown guy in that spot, right? Like, he could have a 2 touchdown week and be in the starting lineup for us a couple of times as a 20th rounder.
Yep.
Let's stay. So our team ended up Derek Carr, Aaron Jones, Breece Hall, Justin Jefferson, Allen Robinson. We did not get to pair him with Stafford, unfortunately.
That's a bummer.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow. We were able to pair them. Dawson Knox, Robert Woods, Kirk Cousins to go with our JJ pick early. Hines, Jamison Williams, not Jamal Williams. Mostert, hopefully he can stay healthy. Praying to God. Damian Williams, KJ Osborne to go with that Cousins double stack. Zamir White, we both agree, has some upside. Nico Collins in year 2 should take a leap. Duvernay, big path to playing time right now for Baltimore. And Ricky Seals-Jones, the tight end 1 for the New York Football Giants. Dopp, thank you for being here to do this draft for me. And look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.